Title: Trump just put Nigeria on blast, and Nigerians are not keeping quiet. They say silence is golden, but not when blood is spilling. When Donald Trump opened his mouth about Nigeria, the world froze. In one bold statement, he dragged our nation into the global spotlight. Not for our music, not for our culture, but for something darker: the killing of innocent Christians and the government's silence that followed. Welcome to African Stories by Ima. Where are you watching from? Write your country in the comments and subscribe as we proceed. Thank you. His words didn't just trend, they tore through the internet like wildfire. And now, from Abuja to Atlanta, from Lagos to London, Nigerians are speaking up, loud and unafraid. Because this time, someone outside our borders said what we've whispered for too long: Nigeria is bleeding, and the world is watching. They said the world had forgotten us until Donald Trump spoke. One sentence from him, and suddenly the name Nigeria began to echo across the world again. Donald Trump said that Christians were being killed by radical Islamists. He called it a mass slaughter and declared Nigeria a country of particular concern. With that, the eyes of the world turned sharply toward us. In seconds, headlines spread across CNN, Reuters, BBC, and Al Jazeera. The world was asking one question: what is really happening in Nigeria? And while our leaders rushed to defend the country's image, the truth whispered from the corners of villages told another story. A story of pain, fear, and neglect. The Nigerian government rejected Trump's claim. They said Nigeria protects all religions, that the violence comes from complex causes like poverty, terrorism, and ethnic tension. But for many Nigerians, those words felt like an old, tired song. One that plays each time something terrible happens, yet nothing changes afterward. Because deep down, everyone knows this: people are dying. Families are being wiped out in quiet corners of the nation. And the world is beginning to notice. In the village of Yelwata in Plateau State, more than 100 people were killed in one night this year. Their houses burned, their churches turned to ashes, their children buried too soon. The government called it a security issue. The survivors called it what it was: a nightmare. When Trump spoke, those who had suffered felt something they hadn't felt in years: that someone powerful had finally said their pain out loud. They weren't thinking of politics or America. They were thinking of the graves in their backyards, the blood on their floors, and the silence from their leaders. Reactions flooded in. American lawmakers like Ted Cruz and Riley Warr praised Trump's stance. Nicki Minaj even thanked him for speaking up for Nigerian Christians. But not everyone saw him as a hero. Some Nigerians said he was exaggerating, trying to win political points. Others said it didn't matter who spoke. What mattered was that he told the truth. Because truth is something we have avoided for too long. Our leaders talk about progress, yet insecurity grows. They talk about unity, yet fear divides us more each year. People are kidnapped from buses. Farmers are attacked on their land. Children are taken from schools. And in the midst of it all, those in power tell us to stay calm. But calm doesn't bring back the dead. Trump's statement may not be perfect. It simplifies a very complex reality. Nigeria's violence is not only about religion. It's about land, poverty, corruption, and failed governance. But his words cut deep because they hit a painful truth. Nigeria has not done enough to protect her people. We are Africa's biggest nation, home to hundreds of tribes and faiths. When we fail to protect our own citizens, the world begins to doubt us. The same world that once celebrated our culture now questions our humanity. They see headlines about slaughtered Christians, displaced villagers, and kidnapped students, and they wonder if Nigeria still cares for her people. Other nations are watching. They are watching how we respond, how we lead, how we treat each other. They are watching if we act or if we just deny. And the truth is, many Nigerians are tired of denial. They are tired of excuses, tired of seeing politicians argue while villages burn. They want leadership that values every life, Muslim or Christian, rich or poor. Because when people die and government officials only release statements, the people begin to lose faith not just in the system, but in their own country. It is time for Nigeria to do better. We can no longer hide behind press releases or blame foreign media. We must protect every Nigerian life as if it were our own. We need independent investigations into every massacre, real police reform, justice for victims, and peace education in schools. We need action that shows compassion, not arrogance. Because one day, the world will stop talking, and we'll be left with only our silence. Trump's post wasn't just about Christians. It was a mirror that showed us our brokenness, our indifference, and the cost of ignoring pain. The embarrassment we feel right now should not make us angry at him. It should make us angry at ourselves for allowing things to get this bad. But there is still hope. There are brave Nigerians fighting every day, soldiers in the north, volunteers rebuilding burnt homes, imams and pastors standing together to preach peace. These are the faces the world rarely sees. They are proof that we still have light left. Yet that light needs protection. If we don't fix our security and heal our divisions, we will keep losing our people and our dignity before the world. We will keep being talked about instead of being listened to. The world is not our enemy. Indifference is. The killing of any Nigerian, Christian or Muslim, is not just a religious issue. It is a national shame. And until we act, the shame remains. Dear Nigerian leaders, the world is watching you now, not through the lens of politics, but through the cries of mothers, the tears of widows, and the graves of children. No nation becomes great while its people die unheard. Trump spoke. The world echoed. Now it is our turn to protect, to reform, to heal. Let this be the moment Nigeria wakes up, not in anger, but in truth. Let it be the moment we stop defending failure and start defending lives, because history will not remember who said what. It will remember what we did when the world was watching. And to you watching right now, if you had a chance to speak directly to Nigeria's leaders about this, what would you say? Would you defend them? Or would you tell them the truth the world already knows?